I'm live. I'm there again. I'm back. I'm sorry for accidentally ending the last one. That wasn't great. Okay. So, yesterday I was working on a piece of homework by the Hustlers University from the professor Andrew of copywriting. And I got to page 17 on a 70-page assignment, giving a bunch of notes, kind of like breaking down every single possible. I need to stop saying too. That's another thing that's kind of annoying me. On every possible piece of it, the skeleton, I'm taking the parts of this and I'm putting it on paper so I can see how it is. I'll probably condense it a little bit so it's not like 100 bullet points or something more than that. However, this is a really good piece of copy. I thought it was too good to be true halfway through. I was like, because it's talking about this guy who's like, he's like the Dos Equis guy. He's trained SWAT. He's trained Special Forces. He's done strongman. What else has he done? He was brought in as a consultant for the FBI, the DEA, and SF, and like the U.S. Marine Corps. And he also was he was a bodyguard for Sylvester Stallone, freaking Warren Buffett, and all these lessons. He's like, I trained my mind really hard, and it allowed me to live this fantastic life. Now I'm going to teach you. So I was a little skeptical, but that's kind of what you get when some things are like really good. You kind of get some objections, and it's their job to find a way to stop those. So, last I left off, I was over here. Think of your mind just like your body. And again, we're going to be looking for the questions up here that I took. Uh, um, you know, what is his audience looking for? What's their current state and why don't they like it? What's their dream state? What problems are stopping them specifically? What part of their problem don't they understand? What makes your product special or unique? How did your clients discover the solution or problem? So a lot of these, the whole thing he's trying to get at is it's your mind that's stopping you, and he's going to teach your mind. No, I'm not going to turn that on right now. Actually, yes, I am. All right, so that's most likely been a few seconds for you. It's been a couple minutes for me. Close the blinds because it's morning over here, and it is very, very warm, very nice. So, gonna get right into it. Think of your mind just like your body. Your thoughts are just like the food for your mind, and negative thoughts are like junk food. If you keep feeding your mind junk, your mind becomes increasingly weaker. When your mind becomes weaker, you develop self-defeating and self-sabotaging beliefs. The result? So he's taking you down this pathway of you do this, 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 and this is what happens. And the problem that he's kind of telling you about is putting itself out into your mind, and then you start questioning yourself, like, am I having negative thoughts? I'm a pretty negative person. I'm developing self-defeating, self-sabotaging beliefs. Now it's going to tell you what happens. It's going to push you in your pain. Let me see if I can move this. Oh, wow! I didn't know I could do that. I got to keep it on the Google Docs though. Here, look at that. There. Now it looks like I'm looking at you. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm pretty new with this application, so bear with me. All right, that's cool. All right. You doubt yourself and have low self-confidence. You quickly get stressed and anxious. me see if I can widen this screen. Awesome. This is so cool. I'm learning just as much as you guys are. All right. So he put me through this path. Exposing my fears. Stuff that I do and is now sharing the consequences and putting me in my painful spot. Yeah. So you only move when you have an opportunity or when you have pain. So a lot of people, when they sell, they try to put you in your pain place, your pain spot. Who wants to self-doubt? Who wants to have low self-confidence? Who wants to get stressed or anxious? No one. You get distracted easily and give up on your first sign of adversity. Life in general becomes just a whole lot harder and far less enjoyable. Straight up just telling you how much pain you're going to be in if you don't learn how to control your mind. Not to mention all the physical health problems that come with increased stress levels. To make things worse, most people aren't even aware of the thoughts they feed their mind. My mom used to say, garbage in, garbage out. I guess it kind of rings true. Most people aren't even aware of the thoughts they feed their mind. And even those who are aware don't realize they can choose what thoughts to feed their mind. They can choose what thoughts to feed your mind. You can choose what thoughts to feed your mind. It's nice. He's kind of like giving you hope of his solution. In Kyle Milligan's book, Take Their Money, he goes on how why new is such a great emotion in selling because people have been trying so many different things all the time and nothing's worked. So when you say something's new, like that they haven't tried before, it gives them hope. It's hope of success. That's what they're actually getting at. And it's hope that they'll eventually fix their problem. It's awesome. This creates an extremely vicious cycle where just simply living with your thoughts can be painful. It's just seriously saying pain. You're gonna be in pain if you live with thoughts like this. I know this well because that's exactly where I was in my teenage years. He's kind of bringing it back, giving more credibility, talking about how, hey, I was there. And look at all this massive, insane things I've done with my life. It's all because of this. He's trying to, and eventually he'll sell what he did with this. For the thing to write, I'll say more Lity. Totally meant to do that. More credibility in sharing his parts of his story again. And is why I had personally resorted to drugs and alcohol. I wanted to escape my thoughts. And when I realized I couldn't, I attempted to take my own life. Growing up, all I had known was fear. For many years, my thoughts were extremely negative. I was constantly stressed, constantly overwhelmed. And I honestly believed that I was completely useless. You see, that's what happens when you feed your mind negative thoughts for years. Now imagine you only feed your body junk food for 10, 20, even 30 years. You don't need a doctor to know the consequences would be catastrophic. So why would we do the same with our minds? So he's taking all this information and he's kind of bridging it over to what he's going to do, to how he's going to help you. And it's not a logical, like, it's not a huge logical jump to say eating junk food is just like treating your mind badly. Having horrible, crappy thoughts is just like eating junk food for 10, 20, 30 years. And I've seen a lot of people who go around their lives and they're just like Joe Rogan said in one of his podcasts, or it might have been like a motivational video, but he said many people live a life of quiet desperation. You know, everyone's working really hard. Everyone's trying to find a way to escape. They don't want to do what they're doing, but like the amount of choices they have are very, very limited. So, in what he's saying is like, A, stop thinking like shit. B, now that you're stopped thinking like shit, I'm going to show you how to think. And it's for this low, low price, whatever. Shit like that. That's what selling is, man. You don't need to be a doctor to know the consequences would be catastrophic. So why would we do the same to our minds? Why positive thinking doesn't work. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to get away from the category of just think better. Because as Kyle Milligan said again in his book, categorization is death. If they can find some way to take what you're saying and just put it in something that they've already seen before, no one will read it. I've done it myself. It's like, oh, I've seen that before. You're full of shit. So he's trying to take the objection away that someone would have reading this, that oh, he's just a rah. If you think, believe, achieve, then blah blah blah. I've tried that, doesn't work. He's taking that objection away. So I'm gonna write that objection away from a past problem attempted solution. Hey, you might think that since thoughts are just like food, all you have to do is keep repeating positive thoughts in your mind. I actually did that like a couple days ago. I was like listening to positive affirmations about business and I fell asleep to it. And I was like, whoa, am I going to get like special superpowers and wake up and know exactly what to do with business? Nothing really changed. I just didn't really get that good enough sleep, but it makes you feel better. For some freaking reason, because you're listening to it and you're kind of repeating what they say in your mind, and it's like you wouldn't expect it. You wouldn't expect it to be that way. But I mean, if billionaires do it and it works for them, I might give it a try because what I've been doing so far hasn't really been working. So we're gonna figure it out. We're on a journey together, brother. All you'd have to do is keep repeating positive thoughts in your mind. You would then be feeding your mind positive thoughts, right? But the problem is that your mind won't believe it. Yeah, you gotta believe. So he's sharing problems with this objection. He's sharing problems with this objection. Your mind wouldn't believe it. If you have been eating junk food all your life and suddenly switch to only eating healthy foods, you would start experiencing mood swings, fatigue, and many other negative side effects, simply because your body has been conditioned to crave and want junk food. That's why most people give up on extreme diets within just 7 days. And just like your body, your mind has been conditioned to think negatively. Simply repeating positive thoughts in your head won't work. The solution instead is to train your mind and create strong, positive thoughts. So right now he's getting into the benefits and what you're supposed to do. Why isn't this typing? starting to share his course in teaching. See, we all know that if you want your body to become stronger, you need to perform physical exercises. But what most people don't understand is that the same is true for your mind. The secret to performing at your best. So the secret to perform. This is a great bullet. It's a great fascination. It's kind of perfect. The secret to performing at your best is to strengthen your mind with mental exercises. It's intriguing. It's not selling anything to me in the front line, but he's telling me what I'm going to get. I'm going to get the secret of how to perform at your best and strengthen your mind with these mental exercises. Perfect. Is it unique? Yeah. Is it useful? Yeah. It's ultra specific. Mental exercises. It's not completely specific, but it is pretty specific. But unique use, is it useful? Yeah. I think that's it. Unique, useful, ultra specific. Unique, useful, ultra specific, useful. And I'm saying useful twice. There's one more. How do I always forget this? Whatever. You know, if you get three, you're good. So maybe if I can only remember three, then I'll be fine. Once I realized that mental exercises were key to building a strong mind, I set out to learn as much as I possibly could about them. When I was introduced to my first mental exercise in martial arts, I didn't even know I didn't even know it was a mental exercise because it involved intense physical training. Perhaps this comes as no surprise to you. But the military and high level athletes both know how important the mind is when it comes to physical performance. Yeah, if you're having a crappy day in your mind, and you go to try to wrestle, try to go to boxing, and then you're off, you're gonna perform like shit. Saying this from experience, which is why you often hear about the phrase mental toughness in those professions. A lot of it's just not quitting. You know, you can have shitty days, but mental toughness is really just, Justin Waller says, you're either too tough or too dumb to quit. And I really like that because, you know, maybe it's not the smartest thing. Maybe a lot of what I've done sometimes in my life is I've been pounding away at the same plan, the same project for hours, for days, and then I try to change my approach a little bit, and I get it. And it's like, okay, well, I was tough. I didn't quit. There was a better way to do it, but I learned something from it. So maybe be tough, but also don't be afraid to change your strategy a little bit. Never quitting. Not never. Never quitting doesn't always mean hammering away at a shitty plan. That's stupid. It means find the best plan. Then once you're on it, never quit on that. So that is very, very awesome. But when a climbing accident broke my back and ankles, I was no longer able to subject myself to intense physical training. Yep. And that forced me to find ways to train my mind without intense physical training. Additionally, mental toughness represents just one area of mental training. What is he going into right now? I guess he's taking you on this road, of intrigue. How he has learned certain specific things. How he's learned certain specific tools and mindsets to train his mind out his body. In the same way that your body has different muscle groups which require different exercises, different mental exercises improve different aspects of the mind. Some mental exercises improve and exercise. What am I saying? Some mental exercises improve focus. Some mental exercises help you relax, reduce stress and anxiety. Some mental exercises can even sharpen your discipline and increase your motivation. Improving focus, that's kind of what we went over on like day one, is deep work. Focus. Like setting a timer. I'm focusing for an hour hard. I'm going to do is I'm gonna 100% of my brain calories are going into this. No distractions, no nothing for an hour. That's at least what I've done to train my focus. Train relaxing, that's the breathing techniques. Hold your breath for 4, release for 4, hold there for 4, inhale for 4, hold for 4, release. It's called box breathing. It helps you relax, lowers your heart rate. A lot of people just focus on I know that probably sounds weird with my messed up nose, but that's a good thing to help relax. To sharpen your discipline, waking up early. That's the best I got. And increased motivation. Motivation's bullshit. I'm gonna do the same thing whether I feel uh, like it or not. I'm focusing on my language, and I keep noticing these filler words, and it's frustrating me. However, I know that this isn't supposed to be about me or my lessons. I just think it's cool to kind of share what we do to increase and help with these things. Some mental exercises can even sharpen your discipline and increase your motivation. As my own understanding of mental training grew, I ended up being the mental performance trainer for many different organizations. As my clients range from 11-year-old gymnasts to corporate executives to elite soldiers and to individuals with physical limitations. It is establishing more credibility. Something that they say in English, a lot English writing, is don't tell me, show me. And I think no, it's actually in film. Don't tell, show. So instead of someone with a long monologue, dialogue, whatever, discussing something, if they show it, it looks awesome. You get a better sense of it. Here, he's kind of showing you, and he is telling you through words, if you want to get technical, but he's showing you his credibility. Each person had very different different requirements and very different objectives. It didn't take long before I realized I needed to develop an all-in-one mental training system that works for anyone in any situation. This was no easy task by any measure, so he's saying that he kind of took this task that was hard and he did it for you. Now he's going to ask for money. That's kind of what you do. You take problems in business. You take problems, you solve them, pay me. Pay me to solve your problem. My mental training system needed to meet these requirements. Okay, kind of have the same thing twice. My mental training system had to meet these following requirements. It must provide a complete mental workout that improves every area of the mind and not just one single area. It must be so simple that even an 11-year-old child can understand and use it. My system must not require any special equipment whatsoever. You must be able to use my training system anytime, anywhere. You must be able to use my mental training system without any physical training. You must be able to complete my entire mental training system in under 10 minutes. I don't know why I was imagining the guy from Napoleon Dynamite. with his wife Darla. You really want a roundhouse kick to the side of the face. But you know, he's sharing benefits. He's sharing all these benefits and how you really need nothing. You can do it in the comfort of your home, no physical training, in 10 minutes. Who wouldn't want to do that? This program. City. Must not require any special equipment. Oh. Where? Oh my gosh. Price is Right is on. I know you probably can't hear that. It's frustrating though. Every day. Every day. All right. Benefits. Those are all the benefits that I could see. All right. I'm going to end this when it gets to 30 minutes. It took me decades of intensive research, testing, and tweaking. Decades. He did this for decades. Now he's willing to give it to you. To finally develop a powerful, all-in-one mental training system that meets all of those requirements. This is powerful, so that's big, all-in-one mental training system. I had originally intended to only teach the system to my high-level clients that pay me thousands of dollars. It's more credibility. He's also kind of sharing values, like this is worth thousands. I felt this was more than fair because the years of blood and sweat I've put into creating this system. But because people around me kept sharing their stories with me and telling me how my system would completely transform their life, I eventually decided to temporarily release my powerful, all-in-one mental training system to the public. Introducing the Maximal Mindset Exercise Library. So he finally gets to the page, the promotion on page 23. The Maximal Mindset Exercise Library. 7 high impact. Okay, so I'm gonna break down this. I keep saying I am going to break down this headline because it is a masterpiece. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. I know this thing probably just magically appeared. However, I didn't think that was very valuable. All right, so I'll just break down this and then we'll call it a day for this one. Nice. I need to practice that. One of those. It's my blue steel. Introducing the Maximal Mindset Exercise Library. So he's introducing it. 7, that's a number, so that's unique. Should I write checks or should I just highlight? I think I'll highlight. All right, so this one's going to be yellow. This one is going to be green. That's a mistake. This one is going to be blue. And this one is going to be red. Okay, so 7 high impact mind mastery techniques. That is pretty specific. It's a number that unlock unshakable confidence for achieving your biggest goals. So what's it doing? It's unlocking unshakable confidence. That is pretty useful. for achieving your biggest goals. For anyone, anywhere, in just 7 minutes a day. That's easy. Anybody is another technique for selling things. So, I guess we'll write easy down here. Achieving your biggest goals. Is that unique, useful, urgent? It's useful. So this whole thing is really just ultra specific, useful, easy. That's a pretty potent cocktail. He's introducing it, what it is. It's a library. It's not just one thing. And it is that's a very, very, very nice headline, you could say. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks. Goodbye. Pimps, players, and hustlers. That's it. That's there for you, Chief.